cool girl, I'm a cool girl. Ice cold, I roll my eyes at you, boy.
Is something you regret in life? Not realizing such a bad failure. I feel like that was right there. Wait, was that recording? Oh, damn, I didn't know. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Long time no see. Thought I would kick things off again on YouTube with GUEMZ. We just filmed a video for her channel and we spent all day filming TikToks and just some fun stuff. Finally, we still wanted to just make some content for you guys because we feel like everyone, I just feel like, has been not slacking, but what's the word, like uncreative. Like I feel motivated. Like, yeah, that's me. Same. Since we did a pretty fun video on Alex's channel, we decided to mellow things out here on my channel and do a fun Q&A because I feel like we haven't done like an updated, like in-depth video where we just like talk with you guys.
Can I have some of this blanket?
Yes. So yeah, let's get cozy. We already had our Starbucks, but you know, depending on what time you're watching this. We have a ton of questions. I literally just had you guys ask us questions on a post, so let's just get right into it. Okay, so I feel like we have to kick this off with this question because we get this a lot, and I feel like because we're constantly getting new followers, it's just a must.
Yeah.
When and where did you guys meet?
Well, we met because, okay, so we were in, okay.
It's kind of a confusing story.
Okay, so in high school, we went to the same high school, but Faye is younger than me.
Yeah.
How many
We're
years?
3 years apart.
3 years.
Which
so
is kind of wild, but at the same time, like,
it's pretty crazy. I feel like in high school, that's such a big difference, but once you're out of high school, like, no one really cares. But
yeah, I'm like, we're the same age.
Yeah. So, in high school, I was on dance, and one of my friends' little sister was also on the dance team, and at the time,
yeah, basically I had past tense some really close friends that were on dance that knew of Alex.
Yeah,
I had no idea who she was.
Basically what happened,
not a bad thing, I just didn't know of her.
Yeah, so that girl was like, her best friend was one of my friends, and since I was older, I guess I was like, people would consider me not like a mentor, but just like an older friend.
Yeah.
And anyway, so I would always see her and Faye together, and I was like, oh my god, like they're so cute, like they dress so cute, their makeup's so nice, blah blah blah. And then I found her, I like came across her YouTube one day, and then I followed her on Instagram. And then
out of high school, she was graduated in college, and I was being homeschooled at the time.
Yeah. So then, cause I never really watched YouTube in high school until like my last year in the beginning of college, cause that's when I started YouTube. So then you're on it more, I feel like, when you have one. So I came across Faye and I was like, oh, that's so crazy. Like this girl looks so familiar. And then I was like, oh, I do kind of know her. So then I followed her on Instagram, and then she followed me back, and then what was the first thing? Oh, I DM'd her and I was like, hey, like I'm doing YouTube, I would love to get advice from you, whatever. So then we got coffee and we just like hit it off.
Yeah, it went from advice for social media into like our lives.
Yeah.
And like after school, after high school, and like it just, we just clicked. And I think it's so funny, I let Alex usually tell this story because it's mostly from her point of view, because I literally didn't know of her. But I think it's so crazy that she knew of me and I just never did. I think it's so crazy because of the acquaintances that we had, you know? It was just never brought up to me. But look at us now.
I think like the first time after that we hung out, we went to this event for a brand.
She brought me along too.
Yeah, I invited her. I was like, hey, like I got invited to this event if you want to come with me, because it was like far AF in like the hills of, it wasn't even Hollywood, it was farther. It was like, it was super far.
Yeah.
And I don't really like going to things by myself, so of course I wanted to bring someone with me, and I didn't know anyone in the industry, so I was like, of course this makes sense.
Yeah.
So then we went, and the event was like, okay, it was kind of sus, but I think like we just really
after that, yeah, especially because they were like taking pictures of us together and stuff. So yeah, we even still have pictures and videos.
We're not gonna bring those up.
If she wouldn't have reached out to me, imagine.
That would honestly be crazy.
Yeah, if you wouldn't have had the balls to DM me.
Yeah, I've met so many friends on Instagram. Like, it's just so fun, and I feel like people from your hometown, I mean, we're from the same kind of, but like people you go to high school with, I feel like it's so rare that you stay friends with those people
like in the same
forever.
Or
like
even
I don't really
older.
fuck with people. Sorry, I don't really mess with people from high school like that were in my grade. A lot of them were like super annoying. I think I have like 2 friends that I'm like still super close with from then, and I reconnected with them like at the beginning of college. So
Same.
yeah, moral of the story is DM people on Instagram.
Yeah.
You might find your best friend.
Yeah, literally. Okay, what's our favorite memory together? That's a hard one.
I think I have 2.
Oh my gosh, really?
I think probably when we went to BeautyCon together.
Oh
That was
my gosh.
so fun. Like,
Yeah.
And I think that's really like
Yeah.
our only like weekend like
trip
that we've done together.
Yeah.
Even though it is like in LA, it's not that far. But we stayed at my mom's friend's house, and we were just at BeautyCon all weekend, and it was just a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was so fun. We made like a weekend out of it. I got a tattoo.
Yeah. We were
On
very
Friday the
spontaneous.
13th. Yeah. And then, yeah, because with her mom's friend, we like switched houses for the weekend. She like came here to Alex's house, like hung out with her mom, and then me and Alex went to LA for the weekend. And yeah, we just said, why not? You know, it's a convention, and we spent probably the smallest amount of time at the actual convention. But we met Snoop Dogg, we met
we went to like this Snapchat party, and Snoop Dogg was DJing, and like all of these like random you're fine. All of these random celebrity / influencers were there.
Yeah.
And I got my camera stolen.
Oh my gosh.
I
totally forgot
it
about
was
that.
just
Mind you, this is like a private party.
Yeah, it's literally all like pretty much like,
and we notified like the hotel that it was
gonna
at.
steal my camera?
And,
They all have cameras. I was so confused, but
we made like really good friends with like brands and stuff. It was just a blast.
It was super fun.
We found our favorite new restaurant out there. It was just really fun. That's I would say that's
my favorite thing. And then
top.
My other favorite that's recent was when you were at my house and we were making
oh my gosh,
the basketball TikTok. Oh my god. Yeah, I haven't laughed that hard. Like my stomach was hurting and my ankles hurt the next day. If you know, I don't know if you can play the video.
Yeah, I can add it.
That was hilarious.
I even think one of my favorite memories is just like game nights here, because they can just like go for hours. We don't even realize, and we're not competitive. The other people around the table are, which make it that much more fun.
I mean, I get competitive. Like, if we play like with usually my boyfriend Diego is like with us, and him and I
love seeing them.
We like butt heads. He's so annoying when we play
at Diego.
games.
If you're watching this,
like he's such a cheater, and I'm not talking shit behind his back because I say this to his face all the time. So
which is why
I would just like to say that, but yeah, those are good times.
Yeah, just like sleepovers in general. Yeah, definitely. But highlight would be that weekend and for BeautyCon.
Yeah.
So I would say we definitely have to travel more often together once we're able to.
Yeah.
Are you guys each other's twin flame?
Do you really like? I don't really know.
What is that?
I don't really know.
What does that really mean?
I don't know if that should we look it up?
Yeah,
maybe we should look it up.
me.
I'm gonna say yes.
I'm gonna say yes too.
Don't know what it is, but I hear a lot of people, I think it's like your souls or something.
It's a twin flame relationship is when two people are perfect matches as a result of shared pain or another difficulty.
Oh.
Oh.
I mean, I feel like one of the, when we went to the...
Here's another theory.
Oh.
Twin flames is two people who were split into different bodies but share the same soul. That's cuter.
That's so cute.
I would say yeah. I would say yeah. And it makes it even weirder because we're not the same age.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy?
Wait, okay. I'm 23.
And I just turned 21.
Yeah. I'm...
She doesn't like to talk about
24.
She doesn't like to talk about it. But that's what makes us years apart.
Okay, we're just gonna say 21 forever. People think I'm like 15, so it's fine.
Me too. Yeah. I mean, love that for us, you know?
Yeah, at least when we're 40, we'll look 20.
True.
I would say too, a lot of people think we look like sisters.
That was another question, is do we give our sisters a lot? And yes.
Yes, especially like when our hair, like right now, our hair is kind of the same length and my hair is more brown than like blonde or red, which I had before. So especially when we like coordinate outfits, we definitely look alike. And I feel like our features are kind of similar.
Yeah.
Like we both, some people will think we're Asian even though we're Hispanic. Yeah. But I feel like a lot of Hispanics do look Asian. But so I feel like our facial features are kind of similar.
Yeah, I agree. Okay, getting into like our favorite things. Favorite lunch to make.
Oh, that's super random.
I feel like right now, as much as I want to keep trying out like recipes and stuff, it's like too hot to be cooking. So I've been like obsessed with just having salads. Like I'm always like that, but I just love salads.
Say that.
Everyone knows this about me.
Caesar. Caesar salad.
Yes, that is my salad. The one from Target, the good and gather one.
Oh my gosh.
Caesar salad for life.
I would say my favorite thing to make at this moment for lunch is falafel with jasmine rice and tzatziki sauce. I've just been on this, what's it called?
Kick.
Yes, on this kick. I get the falafel from the frozen section at Trader Joe's.
Oh, I was gonna ask, like, do you actually make
No, hell no. Someone was like, the box one is so good. And I'm super down to make it. I just need to be motivated. And
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like
the reason, like the
hot.
falafel, I put it in the air fryer for 10 minutes. And then the rice takes like 20 minutes and I literally don't have to do anything. Like I just have to sit there. Exactly. So I'm like, why wouldn't I make this? So I've just been making it because it's so easy, and then I buy the tzatziki sauce that's already made at Trader Joe's as well. And I just throw it all together, and it's also vegetarian.
Yeah.
And if you don't want tzatziki sauce, it can be vegan. So I've been trying to eat less meat because it's better for the environment and my skin.
I feel like we already do that like so very well. And if we eat any meat, it's usually light meat. So
I don't really eat like red meat that much.
No.
Or unless it's like
I feel for the most part
family party and we're having carne asada. But
yeah. Duh. We are
Hispanic. It's been a while
after
since that though.
But yeah, I would say for the most part, at least for me, because my mom, her lifestyle is keto. So I feel like even when I go grocery shopping, I do pretty much eat vegetarian throughout the week, which is like nice to reflect upon. But you know, I'm not gonna say I'm fully vegetarian.
Me either.
I don't think I ever can, to be honest.
Maybe one day.
Yeah. Favorite hair product at the moment? You guys know I love my castor oil, but my favorite product at the moment right now would be I don't know how you say that brand. The honeybee brand, the Jisoo or Gisu?
Gizu.
Gizu?
I think so, yeah.
Okay, so the Gizu hair oil.
I want to try
Scrumptious.
it. I love
I know, I need to bring it back.
Megan. I don't know how to say her last name.
Yeah.
Mirsaheli.
I know they said it.
I don't know, but I love her. She's the reason why I made my hair like kind of red. Because I loved her hair, and I remember I showed my hairstylist. And my hairstylist was like, she was like, what'd she say? She was like, I think it's just her roots growing out. Like that's why, like, because how I liked it, just the way that I was telling her. She's like, no, that's just her roots. Like I think her tone was turning red because she hasn't got her hair toned. I was like, oh, well, can you please do that? I miss my red hair. I want to go back. But my favorite hair product, that's hard. Either the way the texturizing mousse.
Ooh. I
love that shit. But I haven't been curling my hair, so I use it mainly when I curl my hair. Or I've been using Briogio's new, what is it, the almond and oat like shampoo and conditioner, because I have super sensitive skin, like just everywhere, all over my body, but my scalp is super sensitive and I'll react to a bunch of things. So they came out with it like a month or two ago, I want to say, but there's like no fragrance in it, and it's made for people with sensitive skin, and I actually really like it, and it doesn't smell.
Yeah,
like
and the packaging is beautiful.
Yeah,
it's like,
yeah,
it's an
I
aesthetic.
really like that. And
yeah,
almost out them.
Wow.
I know, sad.
Yeah, I'm trying not to use up my hair oil because it's just that lovely.
Yeah.
It's so nice. I have to dip into her other products because I always go back to her page and I just see all these raves about like the other products.
Yeah, I
and
heard the primer is like,
yeah, I heard the hair mask is
basically everything.
Yeah, I have so many hair things. And I'm not usually a hair girl, but now that my hair is growing out and I have to nourish my hair because it's not as short as it used to be.
Yeah.
My vitamins aren't just doing justice anymore, so I'm dipping into things slowly, but I love it. Also, Bondi Boost hair growth range. Like if you're trying to grow out your hair, just their whole hair growth range, it's like amazing too, yeah. My favorite song at the moment. I asked you guys this on Instagram because I want to do another playlist video. I don't know what my favorite song is right now.
I don't know. I just get all the TikTok songs stuck in my head, but I don't know like
I feel like
what
I'm
my
having
specific favorite song is. That's really hard.
Yeah. I feel like I'm having just nostalgic vibes right now because of the holidays, and I don't want to say that one of the holiday songs is my favorite right now.
Okay, wait, my two are right now Island in the Sun by Weezer, because that's a summer classic and we've been going to the beach so much. Or Someday, I want to say it's by Sugar Ray, also like a beachy vibe song. I've been listening to those songs. The disrespect of this flame.
I can never go wrong with a good worship song, that's for sure.
That's true.
I would say my favorite worship song right now would be King of My Heart by, is that Bethel? I think it's Bethel Music. But let me see my playlist right now. Oh, Be Like That by Kane Brown, Sway Lee, and Khalid. That's a good one right now too. I think that one's very like summer-esque. Is that a word? Summer-esque.
Yes.
Yeah, worship song and a good summer song. But we're transitioning into fall, so definitely gonna have to listen to more vibey music.
Yeah, I'm ready for Big Sean to drop his album.
2 days.
48 hours.
Who is your fashion inspo? Styled by Isabella? High key though.
I have not posted on there.
I know. But I always go back to your page for some.
If I like, that's my dream closet, is that account. Like,
same.
It's more so honestly just for me.
She's just sharing it with the world.
Yeah. I would say my biggest fashion. That's so fun. Oh wait, no, I know. Hello. It's the same answer all the time.
I was gonna say.
Duh. Daniel Guizio.
Yeah,
that is my
always your answer.
I love her. She is amazing. She has like the perfect balance of like street boy but feminine and comfortable and classic and just all the good things into one. And like she always has the perfect fitting clothes. I feel like so much of fashion is like having things well tailored to your body.
Yes.
Yeah, and her designs are sick, and one day I will purchase one.
Yeah.
One day. But yeah.
I'd say, because I feel like that's like my fashion mood board is like Styled by Isabella. But like inspiration, I would say I love, you guys know, we have very similar yet different styles.
Yeah.
Like she's saying she likes like fitted stuff and I'm oversized stuff. And I love Black Dope. I love her
I
shit.
thought you were gonna say
love
Miss
it.
Jocelyn.
I love Miss Jocelyn, but I feel like she's our both. Like I feel like she's like our in-between.
Yeah.
But Black Dope, I want her closet. Like I want all her baggy shirts, and she shares with her boyfriend, which I'm here for. Like I love that kind of stuff. Do you both just do social media for work?
Yes. Do not. I think one day that would be like my goal. But so right now I work in the education system. I do like after school, and then I also do social media. I'm trying to get another job and just like figure out my life. I feel like I'm in this weird stage. I feel like post college graduation, unless you have it, even if you have a job lined up, it's such a weird phase, because even just, I feel like being thrown into college at 18, it's very rare that whatever you go into is what you end up graduating with, or what you graduate with is what your career ends up being with. So it's just a weird time for me. And I also feel like our generation specifically is like moving so much more towards like work-life balance, emphasis on life.
Yeah.
And so I worked at a fashion brand, and I was doing like social media for them, and I think it was just that specific brand, but I had a horrible experience and I hated it, and they did not really care about like their employees. It seemed like it was just like, you work for the brand, you die for the brand. That sounds really extreme, but
it was almost like you were under those circumstances.
I was so unhappy, like and just doing like the 9 to 6 or 8 to 6 every day was just like, you go in when it's light outside and you come out and it's dark, and it was not it for me. So I'm just kind of like trying to find a balance of things that make me happy. Like I'd much rather have less money and be really happy than have a bunch of money and hate what I do every single day for work. Yeah, I've worked in education for like so long. Like when I was in college, I worked in the education system, and I thought that's what I wanted to do for life, but I don't know, plans changed, so I'm figuring it out. The goal one day is to have my own business, have a nonprofit to help students, and then social media. It'll happen. I'm speaking it into existence.
Yes. Okay, this kind of follows along the lines of the last question. What goals do you hope to accomplish within the next 5 years?
Oh, you go first.
Okay, in the next 5 years, I would say I definitely want to accomplish launching my brand and being successful with it. I want to definitely continue growing just everything as much as I can on YouTube and on Instagram. I feel like I've been slacking, but right now, like as of probably within the last month, I feel like I've been finding who I want to be, what I want to represent, and just who I am as an influencer on social media, which I love, especially because I now have a manager, and that's only been as of recent. So within the next 5 years, I'm sure we're gonna accomplish a lot together. Hopefully have my own space, like have my own house. That would be ideal and amazing. maybe be engaged. Oh. I don't know to whom, but there better be a ring on this finger by the end of 26. Let me tell you that. I just think that's like the mix of like of my work life and personal life. I just feel like I look at it as the same life because it is like I get to, I have that perfect balance. So those are just a few goals, because I would love to expand, not just like I would love to expand my horizons upon launching my brand. Like it won't just be clothing that I hope to do. Yeah. It might be way more along the line, and I just don't know yet.
If the lighting looks different, it's because the other light died.
It's because it is.
So in the 5 years, I would like to have multiple sources of passive income and just set up like future generations to be starting, like, I want to create generational wealth, basically.
Yeah.
That's my goal. And also I want to travel a lot. That's also another goal of mine.
Me too.
And have my own house. And TBH, with how things are going, I will probably be engaged, which is like scary. Not scary.
It's not scary,
but it's pretty scary.
maybe we'll both.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. I would say that's pretty much it. Get another Cholini. And
oh, I'd like to also add to my answer, like another goal that I would like literally live to accomplish is, I could see this happening within the next 5 years. We were just talking about this earlier, but like moving out of the country and living and settling somewhere for a year, even a couple of years. And that goes along with like traveling. Like I would literally move to another country for the purpose of traveling, but like live out there and like experience, and not just be a traveler, but be a local and like live there. Just that's
like we were talking
an
about
actual dream of mine.
Moving to Europe and traveling around Europe, because it's so much easier to travel like around there because it's smaller than the States, whereas the States it's like you travel, but the Midwest is like
you can only do so much. And it's
Europe
so
is
expensive here. And I feel like with the route that we are trying to go into and keep like pushing to be successful, like I just feel like it's so much more, we're capable of doing so much more out there also.
And I just think like as a human being, it's so important to get out and travel and understand other people's cultures and why, like, just like being able to be empathetic because you're able to experience others' experiences.
I agree. It's something like, I know Carly Bible like has her little
her school.
Her school, but like her organization. And that's something that I would love to do, but like live in those places and like do that. Like I know like mission trips are like such a thing, but it's just a trip, and I want to like fully experience it and live that lifestyle. Like, I mean, I know that's what the show with Zac Efron, what's it called?
Oh, I don't remember.
But like, not that they were living out there, but they were like thoroughly experiencing the life out there and like donating everywhere they could, and that's something that I would love to really do, like passionately. It's just something that I've always wanted to do, but I do see that happening also within the next 5 years, so hopefully. Okay, I'm gonna put 2 in 1 because it says, do you guys suffer from anxiety? If so, how do you deal with it? And then someone else said, how can you be more positive to actually see what you're capable of? I feel like all those are
I
like,
really like that question.
Okay, I do suffer from anxiety. I feel like every anxiety is definitely different. I suffer more so from anxiety of being too overwhelmed at times, and also insomnia anxiety, but I feel like that comes from being too overwhelmed sometimes. The way I deal with it, physically, the way I deal with it, I usually take like CBD or just like try to relax myself, meditate, exercise, anything I possibly can do to either relax or get my body moving. Mentally, I like listening to worship music. I like reading books that have to do with my faith and like God. I just feel like everyone just finds different ways to cope with it. Those are like my few mechanisms. Yeah.
For me, I would say, I wouldn't say I have like anxiety to where I would need to get like medicated for it. Like I don't want to self-diagnose myself or whatever, but there are definitely times where I do get anxious, and like how I was talking about earlier, like just being in this weird space of like time in my life where I kind of am just floating around with what I'm doing. I do get anxious about that, like where am I going? What is my life doing? Am I on the right path? Questions like that, and I tend to like overthink and like focus on things. Like if I have one negative thought about it, like my mind will just
Spiral.
freaking go off. Yeah. So things that help me, one thing that like really puts me at ease is listening to podcasts, like podcasts about business and faith and just like learning things that I don't know and listening to stories. My favorite podcast is How I Built This with Guy Raz, and he has a bunch of entrepreneurs on there with like a bunch of different businesses, but I tend to typically listen to the females on there, and then if there's like other brands that I really like, then I'll listen to those too. It's like a male-owned brand, but I really like listening to those because you always hear about people's success, and like a lot of times you think in your head like, oh, it happened overnight, but like a lot of these stories, it took people 5, 10, 15 years or like longer, or they had to go to school for a really long time. Like a lot of them, it didn't just come to them and happen overnight. So it really helps like ease those thoughts, because I'm like, okay, I'm on the right path, everything happens for a reason, and just because today like wasn't my best day doesn't mean tomorrow can't be better, and things like that. So that helps me. And then also listening to worship music, like when I wake up, is just so like peaceful. It literally will change the course of my day. And then also working out helps so much, and like PCH drives, which sounds so like
while listening
basic,
to music,
I guess, but PCH drives. And we've been recently going to the beach and working out in the mornings, and then going in the water for like 30 minutes to an hour.
I firmly believe that the ocean water just does like something to your body.
Like touching nature, like being on the sand barefoot and going in the water, like it grounds you,
especially like, in the mornings, because like it's like the first thing you do. You're waking your body up with something.
So there's like no one really there. So those are the things that help me personally. What was the other question?
How do you keep a positive mindset?
Positive mindset.
How can someone be more positive to see what they're actually capable of? I do, like Alex said, even with the age gap between us, like she talks about where she wants to be in the next 5 years, where I'm not going to be there yet, you know? So I feel like not constantly, but when I feel these thoughts of like putting myself down or self-reflecting and like seeing those things where I'm like, well, great, like I'm not even there yet, and you know, like I don't know, so I have to take a step back, self-reflect again, but in a more positive manner, and just I forget a lot of the time, and I know that it's different for everyone. I don't want to push any type of religion or anything upon anyone else, but for me it really is God. Like I literally have to take a step back, talk to him, and be like, I forgot you're in control of my life. Like I forget, because I just feel like even sometimes when you go to church and the pastors or whoever is talking, they'll sometimes put pressure on you or say one thing, and I forget a lot of the time too that that message isn't just for everyone. Like, it can be for just one person in the room, or whatever the case may be. Sometimes it can be for you, and you just really have to like hear it out, and that can be like such a big eye-opener too. But I have to talk to God and be like, you have my life, here's my life. It really is like, for me, letting God take the wheel, and just trust in that, just trust in his process. Having that faith, and just knowing that I'm only human, I'm capable of a lot, and whatever his plan is for me is the way I'm gonna go.
Yeah. That was so good.
Oh, thank you.
I don't even want to say anything.
Okay, next question. I'm just kidding.
No, but really.
Oh my gosh, are you serious?
Yeah. I don't really know. That's such a crazy, like.
Yeah. I feel like, okay, if you don't have that faith, or maybe your faith and religion is different, or whatever the case may be, it is just taking a step back, realizing that you're not always going to be in control of your life. You have to trust the process in whatever hands that may be in.
Yeah, I feel like the universe, even if it doesn't feel like it, like the universe always has your back. Like, I think back on situations where at the moment I literally thought like I was never gonna recover from this, or like I would never get over this, or like I was just so angry. But now, like, literally almost every single situation that I can think about, whether it's like a job or a friend situation or like money or just whatever it is, it always, like, now I can see, okay, now I understand why that happened, and I was able to grow from it and learn from it, and that situation wasn't supposed to be a part of my life, or it was, and if it was negative, it like turned out to be a positive. So I think and I feel like that's such a hard question, because our answers aren't really something tangible, because it's kind of just having faith in like God or the world or whatever it is. But I think like it's so basic, but I literally live by everything happens for a reason. I was just gonna say, what is meant for you will be for you.
And I think everyone at the end of the day is gonna have a different answer to how you keep yourself positive in order to just trust in where you're going, or the things you're supposed to be doing, and whatever it is. I really think that. Yeah,
and I think for me it took a pretty long time. Like, it wasn't until college when I was able to get to that mindset of changing, instead of like being just angry and not understanding that this was supposed to happen. Like, it took me a really long time to understand that and be that mindset, but now that I am, like, it's so nice, because if something bad happens, instead of like really holding it and like stressing about it and letting it like build up in my body, I just let it go, and I'm like, you know what, this is supposed to happen for a reason. I might not know today, I might not know in 5 years or 10 years, but eventually I will know. And that is so like peaceful, and just knowing that is honestly life-changing for me.
I don't know how this makes people feel, but I believe in there's no such thing as bad days. Like, I don't
really?
I believe that there's no such thing as bad days, because for myself, as much as it takes a lot in me to realize one bad thing that happened in the day doesn't make me feel like at the end of the day, oh, today sucked. Like, just because one bad thing happened.
I mean, I definitely have bad days.
I mean, I can say I used to, I used to have bad days. Like, I just don't let that affect me anymore. Like, even if things can pile up in one day of like, just, I just say it was not my day. Like, because I do believe that everything happens for a reason.
Yeah, I mean, I do believe that too. I totally get what you're saying.
Yeah.
But I think for me, like when I was younger, like my family situation was super negative.
Oh yeah, I feel like that's
and
different.
toxic, and like it was very traumatic for me, and I still deal with those things. So like I felt like when I was younger, I wasn't allowed, or not that I wasn't allowed, no, I wasn't allowed to like express my emotions and my feelings. So if there was something negative, I would never say anything about it, and it would just like build up, and stress will literally like show
Eat you.
in your body, like in your skin, in your like health and things like that. So now I am so for like, if I'm having like a bad day, like I will just be like, okay, today might be a shitty day, and I will just like let myself feel the feelings. I'll cry, be angry, punch a pillow, whatever it is, and then try and like let it go. But I totally get what you're saying. Like
it
I
does,
do agree
like, there
with
will
that.
be times where I'm like, oh, like I just need to let it go, and like a day or 2 days go by, and I'm like, well, can't be mad at it anymore. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I totally get what you're saying.
I do think it's different for everyone. I can only say this now. Back a year or two ago, I definitely was still saying like I had really bad days. I think it's different too. Growing up, yes, 100% had bad, even terrible days. But right now, I just feel like I don't let those things. Yeah, I'm in a place where I just like don't let those things get to me. I've been through too much to say that I've had a bad day, because I've had worse. That's what I mean. Like I've had so much worse that like something bad in one day. I'm not gonna say. It was horrible. Okay, on a lighter note, what is y'all's favorite thing about each other?
Okay, I would say, like, not to get in my feelings, but like, honestly, you're such a huge inspiration to me. Like,
oh my gosh, stop! I'm actually gonna cry.
I'm trying not to. Okay, but like, honestly, like, in just literally in everything, like, just her attitude, like, just like who you are as a person, like you're one of the nicest people I know. Oh my god, stop. Literally one of the nicest, kindest, like big-hearted people I've ever met in my whole life, and I've never met someone that is like has such a big heart. So I think that is like such a huge reason why I'm like drawn to you so much as like a friend and a human being. And then also in just like all the other aspects of life, like fashion and like makeup, like anytime I feel like I'm like, I don't know how to do my hair, like can you help me with makeup, like how do you do this, like Faye's
really
like
are like sisters,
my go-to person. So yeah, that's my answer.
I have one very similar. I guess, and initially, like, you are my twin flame. Like, I just feel like we do share the same soul a lot of the time, like all the time. Yeah. And I love that you are the same way. Like, you're such a big-hearted person. Like, we just welcomed each other with like such open arms. Like, and even like our families too, you know, like I just think we share a lot of the same childhood and upbringing,
and like so outlooks on things.
And I love that she's so supportive of everything and just gives me like the best advice and just acts like an older sister to me. Not even older, just like because I feel like sometimes like because I always ask you stuff. I just feel like she like, even when we met and like first time ever when we literally grabbed coffee, I spilled my life to her and she just accepted me and where I was coming from, and she literally didn't ask for that. She asked for advice and I gave her like so much more. I gave her like my life story, and I just feel like just being accepting of each other is like one of my favorite things about us, because not many people can say that. Like I remember we posted our video on TikTok and people are like, how have you guys been friends for so long? Or like, I like, me and my friends could never, because we bicker so much, or just like stuff like that. I just feel like you haven't found your person yet. That's what you are. You're my person. You're my person.
Yeah. And I think like there are times too when we disagree on things. Like usually it's like dumb things. Like it's never really anything.
It's never anything
big,
serious.
but like yeah. But I feel like in other friendships, like I've had disagreements and it like can end a friendship.
Yeah.
And I feel like we're both just very accepting of each other's like opinions and feelings and things like that. And I remember like when we went to the first event together and we were talking about like our upbringing and like family things, and she was like the first person that I felt like actually like understood what I went through. So yeah.
And I love that too, because like we were talking about earlier about like high school friends and all that stuff. Like I didn't even know her in high school, and yeah, I would consider her like my high school friend because we did go to the same high school, and it's been like that long where I met her when I was in high school, you know. Like I realized like when I got out of high school, the friends that I have now, I have literally 4 friends, you guys. 5. I have 5 friends.
Quality over quantity.
Yeah, 5 friends.
Always.
And one of those friends is actually from high school that I met, Chloe. And I just feel like I have to have that relationship where we can be authentic with one another, honest. All of these friends, we can butt heads, but it never, and I say never, like with a solid heart, because they just won't end on a bad note. And I love that. I love, and exactly quantity over quality. No, quantity, guys. Quality over quantity. Like any day, I'd rather have a small wedding party than 100 gals that would hate on
for your butt if I haven't seen you in like a year.
Yeah, seriously. I can't believe I cried. Have you guys ever had a big argument?
I don't think so.
No.
I literally can't.
We literally fight over the stupidest.
It's like okay. Okay, one time we were going to Disneyland and I was like, no, wait, what happened? Did I say to take the street or the freeway?
She fixed. Okay, I usually always drove to Disneyland, but at the time, like before I had my car, she would drive.
I would drive,
and I would tell her to take the streets.
And I was like,
because so this one time she was like, it'll be quicker to take the freeway. We ended up going the opposite way of Disneyland just so she could hop on the freeway to only get off literally because we got lost. Because she got lost. And then we got off and had to take the streets all the way. But I was
ended up
sitting
going
there like
the way that Faye was telling me to go, and I was like, no, I'm gonna go my way. Like, stop.
That was the most frustrating thing because she was so dead set on hopping back on the freeway every time.
Because I was too far out to go back, so I was like,
what like frustrated me that didn't make sense was the fact that you went the opposite way to try to get on the freeway instead of going towards Disneyland.
Yeah, I don't really have an explanation for that.
Her mom even called us in the car and she was like, what is happening? We told her the whole story and she was like, why didn't you just take the streets? And Alex literally hung up.
That's like the
that's our biggest
that we argue about. It's like dumb shit.
So that
it's not even arguing.
Like, it's just,
and we still laugh about it.
Yeah, it's just being like
serious.
Yeah, it's just our mentality sometimes. Like sometimes there will just be no common sense. Like we just forget all about it.
Do you remember when we were working out? Okay, so Faye has like 2 bars at her house, like the workout bars. Yeah. And she was like, no, this bar is 15 pounds. And I lifted it and I was like, ma'am, 15 pounds of where? This feels like 50. She's like, no, I swear it's 15 pounds. Like, I know it's 15 pounds. And I was like,
I
okay,
was like
well, you can lift
sure.
that one. I'm gonna lift that one that's actually 15 pounds. And then her mom came in and she was like,
I was like, Mom, how much does this one weigh?
Yeah, you were like, is it 15 pounds?
I was like, let me tell her real quick. My mom was like, that's like 30 pounds. And I was like,
literally double. Anyways,
I was like, oh, anyway, okay.
Good times.
Okay, what are you up to now?
Like, in what?
That's just it. What are you up to now?
You filming YouTube video.
We're finally getting back on the YouTube train.
Just be chilling.
Yeah. Okay, I guess we'll end it at favorite books.
Okay, you go first.
I will live by this answer, but my favorite book is Dance, Stand, Run by Jessie, I think her name is, or just Jess. It's just a God faith book, but it's based on women's path with God and our grace. And I just love it because I think it's so insightful, because she literally talks about her upbringing, her life, and how she came from a sinful life and she's now a pastor's wife, and just the way she raises her kids, and basically saying that it's okay the way you're living your life with God. It's amazing. It puts my heart at ease.
Read it more than once.
Yes. Yeah. That's how you know.
Yeah. I'm trying to think. I don't really, like, I tend to read either fiction books or like social justice books. My favorite fiction book that I've read recently, because that's just too hard of a question.
She's more of the book reader. I like, especially because she has such like a variety of genre that she likes reading. I am very picky when it comes to books.
Oh, there we go. Okay.
I just like, I can't get into it unless it's really interesting.
It is Next Year in Havana by Chanel Clayton. That series, phenomenal. It was amazing. I was intrigued the entire time. That book is really good, or that series, I guess. And then Just Mercy by Brian Stevenson. Amazing, so informative, but also tells such an important story. And if you've seen the movie, I don't think the movie does the book justice, like, at all, even though I do love Michael B. Jordan. It's a fine specimen, but I don't think that the movie does the book justice, so I highly recommend reading that.
That concludes this Q&A. I had fun filming this. This was fun. I just feel like it's been a minute, so, and we're hanging out with each other a little bit more often now, and just like, we talk about these things, but getting to share it with you guys is like a whole different experience too, because, you know, we're very like Open with our relationships on social media, at least like friendships wise. So it's fun to get to share these insightful things that you guys are asking us to like answer. I think it's interesting the questions you guys have for us sometimes, so hopefully we got around to answering your guys' questions, got to be a little bit insightful. Let us know if you guys like this Q&A. We're definitely down to do more anytime. I mean, we could even start a podcast.
That'd be sick.
That'd be so fun. Maybe we'll have other guests even and get like more insights on. It'd just be really fun. Vlogs coming soon from me guys. You guys have been asking for that, and I promise they're coming. I feel like right now is like a good time to start picking it back up, because like I said, Orange County is being a little bit more lenient now with just going out and obviously taking precaution and doing all the good things that we need to be doing. But like we said, going to the beach and doing our workouts and just little things around the house and doing my gatherings, which has been so much fun. I just want to get back into sharing it with you guys, because I feel like when we were in lockdown, it was just like too boring. There was nothing that I was doing. I wasn't playing with makeup. I wasn't doing fashion. I just feel alive in the whole time.
Yeah.
So, and yeah, don't forget to follow us on our socials. I will have them linked in the description box down below. As always, thank you so much for watching, guys. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, and I will see you guys all hopefully very soon. Bye.